How's it going, boys? TKC here, and welcome back to my second monthly roundup of the year, where I go over my top 10 songs of 2021. And this time, it'll be for the month of February. This month has had a ton of releases quantity-wise, but in terms of quality, really only had a couple of songs I've had on straight repeat this month. The biggest highlight of this month has gotta be the fact that a lot of my favorite underrated artists released music this month, mostly due to the fact that there are a lot of remix packs that came out. So overall, I'm pretty excited to go over this list with you guys, and we'll start off with number 10. At number 10, I've got Grizz with Vibe Check. Vibe Check primarily makes my top 10 due to its extremely great inclusion of saxophone and some super wacky fills that just give the interludes and drops some amazing unique flavor that you can only expect from him. I wish the percussion, specifically the snare, was a little more full in this, but overall, not a lot of complaints from a song I thoroughly enjoyed this month. And with number 9, I'm gonna go with Outwild Golden featuring She Is Jules. Outwild delivers here with Golden, a super melodic chill tracks off no copyright sounds. Outwild is currently one of my favorites in the scene right now when it comes to delivering just some absolutely chill-inducing verses, and Golden is one of his best works to date when it comes to that aspect. I'm not too crazy about the first drop idea, but much appreciate the halftime switch up in drop number 2. I'm also super happy to see Outwild continue to progress in probably my biggest issue with his sound at times, which is the overall mix quality and sound design. A solid track here overall that really shows how much verses can make a difference in tracks. At number 8, I've got Wooly The Core. I've done a much more in-depth rundown on this track in one of my recent live reviews. If you want to check that out, you can click the I in the top right corner or head down to the description. Just an absolute banger through and through, and love lots of the hardstyle and trance elements that the track brings forward. At number 7, I've got Skybreak and Mizu with Aurora. I would have featured the track Lumina on this list as well, however really only want to focus on one artist per slot in the top 10, and that leaves me with my favorite track being at number 7. At number 6, I've got Crystal Skies and Echo, Used to Love. Crystal Skies brings us a pretty interesting progressive house take on Enhanced Records, returning to a style similarly seen in their Need Your Love remix by Griffin and Seven Lions. I'm a massive fan of the vocal performance here by Echo, and overall the production is just super clean through and through. In the grand scheme of Crystal Skies' work, a slightly forgettable one due to a not too crazy idea, but one I found myself listening to quite often this month still. At number 5, I've got Caslow and Exceed, City Lights, Brilliant Remix. One of the best remix packs this month came from Caslow and Exceed's EP, Days of Our Youth, with my favorite inclusion off that pack coming from Brilliant in his remix of City Lights. Brilliant takes on a very Nurko-esque vibe to the original that features these extremely full drops that are packed with energy and really complementary verse production. I find the vocals tend to get lost in the mix from time to time, but outside of some minor mixing issues, one of my favorite remixes this month. If anyone watching this knows the pronunciation, I'd love to know the pronunciation of his name, because I just don't know if it's Brilliant or Brilliant or whatever. So if you know the pronunciation, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. At number 4, I'm going to be going with Midas, Homesick featuring Sounder. Gonna start sounding like a broken record here, but again, another track I live reviewed this month, in which you can check by clicking the I in the top right corner or heading to the description. Probably the best example of sound design on display this month, as Midas just brings us an absolutely euphoric banger of a track that delivers on everything Midas is good at. I'm overall super excited for his album coming up on Ophelia Records very soon, with 2 extremely solid singles under his belt. At number 3, I'm going to be going with Slander and AU5 Anywhere, featuring Shy Beast and Playa. This will be the last time I'm saying this, but this is another track I live reviewed this month, and since I've said it enough times, you probably don't need to know where you can find that information. So if you want to check that out, you know where to find it. Originally, I was slightly iffy about drops 1 and 2, but after giving the song a lot more listens, I find these just blend so well with the vibe the track is going for. And obviously, as you can see from my live review, the third drop is just one of the most full quality sounding ideas that I've heard on display this year. Just a really great collaboration, and really helps Heaven Sent stand out in a melodic dubstep dubstep label scene that is starting to grow past Ophelia. With number 2, I'm going to be going with Fairlane Out Loud featuring Roses and JT Roach. Fairlane brings us an incredibly emotional, organic, melodic bass duet on Monster Cat, bringing in 2 established EDM vocalists in Roses and JT Roach. Their vocals just blend so well together in duet fashion, and Fairlane has some of, if not the best guitar work currently in EDM music to date, with lots of catchy guitar riffs, especially present in the second verse. The drops have this extremely full, powerful sound that is highlighted by the aforementioned guitar and some really warm saws that is again a sound Fairlane has mastered to this point. Just an absolutely fantastic track here on display, and a very well contender for one of my top tracks of 2021. Before I go over track number 1, I want to go over a couple honorable mentions that I feel like deserve to be mentioned this month, mostly coming from underrated artists. These are in no particular order, but I'll just start by listing them off. Finally, with that out of the way, my number 1 track this month is going to be Exod Don't Surrender featuring M Abandoned Remix. This remix is heavily starred by some just absolutely incredible sound design and drop ideas, mostly featuring lots of unique elements from the likes of an unexplored subgenre that is melodic mid-tempo. The duality of drops 1 and 2 before combining at the end of drop 2 provide an incredible twist, and everything about this remix is just done to an incredible T. This will be making my top remixes of 2021, and I can say that with 100% certainty. It's just going to depend on what spot it's going to be at. Abandoned are one of my breakout artists of 2021, and their start has done nothing but assure me of that statement. And that's going to be it from me, guys. Let me know what your favorite tracks were in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.